Good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you're watching or when or where you're watching. Welcome to the first episode of my podcast I am starting. So for the first guest, I have a fellow classmate of mine, Jason. Say hello.
What up, what up? This is Jason.
Yeah. And today we'll be talking about movies.
Really broad category, so we should have enough time to speak about this.
Yeah. So we're going to go down 3 points we have: movie genres and our thoughts about movie sequels. And then at the last part, we're going to talk about the CGI of movies.
Yeah. Let's get this ball in the roll.
Yeah. So Jason, what's your favorite movie genre?
Horror all the way.
Horror all the way, yeah. I do like some horror movies. I don't really do horror movies that much, but there are some I do like, and some that I don't really like that much.
Yeah, there's some I have my issues with.
Yeah.
So some just should never been made in the first place.
You got your classics like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Chucky, and all that stuff.
Yeah, because without a horror, you wouldn't have action most of the time.
Yeah. So, what about horror do you like?
I just love the realistics of people. What would happen if people get, what's the one movie that I can say that does it perfect? Like Halloween. What happens if Psycho gets out loose into the world? And we see it happen perfectly through a lot of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Scream. Social media started getting big with
Yeah.
Scream. Oh, slashers. We had to have a slasher. And we see, is it Billy Loomis? And what's the two guys?
Billy Loomis, I think that's his name.
Billy Loomis is the last one standing. And we can see his drop into his acting go really good.
Mm-hmm.
Because he says a couple good lines through the movie, like, I'll be right back. And if you know the meme behind the horror of if you leave, you don't come back.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite genre, though?
My favorite genre, that's a hard one. I like a lot of movies.
Right,
But the main three I like are action. I like drama sometimes. I like movies that makes you feel things, that makes you feel emotion.
Yeah, I can't really say. I never really watched romance. I can't never get into it.
I don't really watch romance either. I like musicals too. Music, I'm a big fan of music. Music is my life.
Yeah.
And just, musicals are good.
Dude, I would have to agree. There are some decent musicals.
Yeah.
What's that old one?
The old one?
No, there's one.
Singing in the Rain?
No, there's another one I watched.
Yeah.
So
Recently in AV class, we watched La La Land.
Yeah, La La Land. That's a good one.
That's a good movie, yeah.
It hits on every genre. No, not hit on every genre. It hits on the emotion. It plays with the strings.
Yeah.
And it shows the real world. You might love them, but they might hold you back.
Yeah. So, what about horror movies do you not like?
Some of the remakes should have never been made. Quote unquote.
Most of the sequels?
Yeah, the Reanimator should have never had a sequel. It should have been buried and never seen again. Yeah, if you know, you know.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on sequels in generally?
Sequels, don't get me wrong, there's some that should be made because it makes it look way better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's go with the first 3 Jurassic Parks.
Yeah.
The horror animals and stuff. We only seen a certain amount of animals in the first Jurassic Park. We see like a handful of the dinosaurs come back.
Yeah.
The second one, we get the Lost World. We go back to it and see we see a couple more and what happens after, without human interaction. What would they do?
Mm-hmm.
We see the natural life.
And then
The third one, we see what happens when stuff gets out of hand. Science goes wild. I just recently learned actually. Is it the fourth one where we get the dinosaur DNA swap?
Yeah, I think it's the fourth one where they start mixing dinosaur DNA, like to a certain point.
Yeah. But I figured out the third one actually does have the change in dinosaur DNA.
Mm-hmm.
The Spinosaurus of the movie is actually genetically modified.
Yeah.
Because a real Spinosaurus does not have the sharp teeth and does not have the aggression of a normal one.
A lot of people, when they talk about Jurassic Park and their sequels, the third one is usually underrated and pretty forgotten about.
Yeah.
But I generally do like the third one.
Same here. I can say
Alan Grant, all the way, yeah. So what sequels do you think should not have been made? Or is there, how many sequels should a movie have?
It depends on the actor. Because if we have someone young as the actor, they can do a lot. Have
a long time.
Yeah, we
'cause
can
they're
look at
young.
like the Wimpy Kids. To be
Yeah.
exact, it showed really young actors. Yes, there was older people there, but there could have been actual stakes
Yeah.
to be said. What's another good one that could have sequels with it? Let's rack our brains. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It got way too many sequels. It was kind of the same old, same old.
Yeah.
Man's spinning web, saving the day.
Yeah.
I do love how they did make a decent sequel where it brought all the Spider-Mans together.
Yeah.
That was really unique, and it made us a lot of controversies with our stuff.
Yeah.
No,
When I talk about Spider-Man and his sequels, the only it usually goes down, it ends the same.
No, the one thing we can say about sequels, what I would have to agree with, what do you think about games getting sequels in movies?
Video game movie sequels?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it could go good because of the Sonic trilogy. That's a good example of how it could work.
Yeah.
The company that made the Sonic movies listens to fans and know what they want to see, and that's why the movies keep getting better and better after every movie. Because if you look at it, Sonic 2 outdid Sonic 1, and Sonic 3 outdid Sonic 2. So the movies just generally gets better and better as the series goes on.
Yeah. No, I just saw one, Until Dawn.
Yeah.
I actually played. I haven't finished it. I need to go and finish the game. It's getting a movie after it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, playing the games, seeing the movie made, it looks so different.
Yeah.
Because we lost only one of the main actual, can we say villains? Let's say monster, because it was. I don't want to
Yeah.
spoil the game if people haven't played it. We'll just say it because it is in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
The Wendigos don't get as much talked about. I know in the game it was a really big, the Wendigo is the big bad, you have to run from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did play the sequel game of that one, actually.
That's good.
Yeah, what is it?
I heard that Last of Us is getting a sequel.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen nothing on it, sadly.
Wait, is it already out? Or
I actually don't know.
how many sequels do you think a movie should get?
At most, maybe 3 to 5.
3 to 5, yeah.
If it's good. Let's quote that.
Because you have movies like Fast and Furious and Mission Impossible.
Fast
Where
Furious- Fast
Mission
Furious one.
Impossible is just now getting its 10th movie is coming out.
Good lord.
Yeah. Fast and Furious already has its 10 movies.
It's about to go on its 11th.
Yeah.
There's a point where movies get so long, they
It's
just
stale.
they need to just end it.
Yeah.
I love Vin Diesel. I love his acting for Fast and Furious.
Mhm.
I understand. I would love to see like other sequel movies to it, like
Yeah.
another Fast and Furious. We got Tokyo Drift to be an example. We've seen it. A lot of people hated on it because it was, it's not in America anymore. We're in Japan. But car culture was everywhere at the time.
I think it's good for them to go to different areas because you'll have something new and
Yeah.
not just the same old
We
thing.
can see
over and
we
over
can
again.
see different cultures. Like we've seen the Japan cars. Like I do know, like we've seen Cuba in the recenter ones. We've seen Cuba. We've seen that most of their cars are not all electronics. They're kind of to the point where it's like, whoa, that was made back in the '60s and it's still running. It still has the original radio. It's not Bluetooth. It's not air. Is it Apple Plays? What do they call it now? But like we can also talk about the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Some of the sequels were okay. And some were like bangers. There were some killer ones back in
Like
the day.
the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. Those
Yeah.
are banger movies. Really good.
Yeah, I'd say the third one's not as good as the second
Come
or the
on.
first one.
The third one is really good.
R.P. my boy Drax, his actor, finally gave up the role.
Yeah. He did a
Yeah.
good job as Drax. He did a good job. Really funny.
You know, but another good bullet point. We could also talk about actors.
Oh, yeah, we could have.
You know, we can go off that too. We can rant about them for a bit.
Yeah, we can run out. Yeah.
So,
We got on time?
yeah.
Yeah.
We got another 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, actors. When it comes to actors, are there any actors that you do like?
Oh, I love a lot of
Yeah,
actors.
there's a lot of actors out there.
I forgot his name, but whoever played Tombstone's Huckleberry, he sadly did pass away.
Oh.
I loved his acting.
I think that one of the Batman actors, I can't remember.
Yes, I know who
George Clooney. No, not George Clooney.
We're talking about the same guy.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't. You can see it.
He
You can look it
recently
up.
passed away.
Yep, me and you are
sadly.
both looking at the same dude. He was going to play Batman, but he never did. It was so sad.
Let me see here.
Well, while we type, we can also continue our conversation.
Yeah. Kevin Conroy, the voice actor of Batman, died a few years ago.
Recently. We're talking about two different people.
Yeah, no. No, we're talking about the same person. I was just...
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Val
Kilmer. Is that who we talking about?
Yeah, Val Kilmer. He played Huckleberry, and he did a really good job.
He was also in the Top Gun movies. I can't remember.
Iceman.
Iceman, yeah.
He played as Iceman for the movies. But
yeah,
good legends always have to pass, sadly.
Yeah.
Like R.P. my boy.
There's one legend that never seems to go away, and it's Jim Carrey, one of the really great actor who somehow managed to do a trilogy somehow.
Somehow, some way.
He stated a long time ago that he hated doing sequels, but yet he kept returning as Dr. Robotnik in the Sonic 3 movies. And he said they only returned if the script was written in liquid gold, so it's kind of significant that he was in Sonic 3.
He came back.
And he does really good as
Eggman.
Dr. Yeah.
Just call him Eggman or something.
Eggman, Dr. Robotnik. His name changed.
No, the one we can all talk about, Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
He's getting overused.
I like Chris Pratt, to
I
be
love
honest.
him too. He played in some of my
I
favorite.
have a lot of respect for Chris Pratt.
Yeah, it started from nothing into being a famous Hollywood actor.
I think the first time I saw him was in the Lego movie. And then I started liking him more after I saw the Guardians of the Galaxy films.
Okay, we're going to slowly wrap this up, so...
Yeah,
Let's get on CGI so we can do our last 2 minutes.
So, CGI overused.
Yeah,
it
is getting way overused.
It's only good if a movie does it as, like, if they actually see a vision in that and not as a crunch. Unlike Disney, who only uses it as a crutch.
A lot. Well, Disney not used to be like the Pirates of the Caribbean's a good one for what's his name? Oh Lord, I heard that from through in here.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean used it perfect with I forgot his name, the Kraken dude, the Dutch, whoever the captain of the Dutchman.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all know his name. But yeah, what's your opinion about it?
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, same here, so don't worry. So
but yeah. Like Godzilla, his CGI is really good. The detail in it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Then Disney overused it in their latest versions.
Yeah. Well, we seem to be running out of time. Thank you, Jason, for talking and ranting with me about movies.
Yep. See y'all next time.
Yeah. Thank y'all for listening, and see y'all in the next one.